Do you know what it's like to live in the city with the worst traffic in Europe? I do. It sucks. It sucks old lady parts. And on that note, roll the intro. Hello there, and welcome to The Only One, your one-stop shop for #1 comic reviews. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I'm recording this on a Friday, and I got off work early, and everything was going great, and then there was a traffic jam, and I got home late. And then I remembered I had to do Old Lady Harley, which is not a bad comic. It's it's supposed to be a 5-issue miniseries. It's not getting a thumbs up. It just isn't. I'm gonna go into spoilers real quick here because I decided to stop procrastinating in videos and just jump into the meat and grit of it. So if you would like to see what it's about and then find out what my opinion of it is, stop here, grab it, or borrow it, read it through, and then come back. This video will still be here when you return, have no worry. I hope. Unless YouTube takes it down, because they do that lately. Alright, so we have this #1 issue here, and I saw the variant cover, and I was like, oh, they're going hard on that 2015 Mad Max reboot popularity. Was it 2015? Hey, Fury Road 2015. I still know my movies. And I really hoped they wouldn't go all in on it. That it would just be this stylistic choice that they have and they wouldn't actually... No, they copied scenes. Like they went full on, oh, people are going to love this. They love the movie. They're going to love this reference. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. When you just take stuff and paste it on Harley and go, yeah, this is gonna work. No, it probably won't. Harley Quinn looks like Charlize Theron's stunt double in the rebooted gender-bent Braveheart. Anyway, getting through it. Another thing about the main cover is that we have this giant Joker that makes an appearance. I'm still trying to say a lot of things in a very short span of time, and sometimes my tongue gets to the better of me. So I should stop it. But there's this giant Joker, dead Joker, that is bursting through the ground, and he's manhandling Harley. So I was like, ooh, it's gonna be some mutagen story, and she's scared and surprised at seeing him. So it's gonna be interesting, right? No, it's nothing like that. It starts out with laying a bit of the groundwork for what's going on, and this takes place in the future. How far into the future? Well, beyond what you might expect. So there's this weird news anchor clone show thing going on. Then there's a commercial for the Condiment King, which I thought was pretty, it was tongue-in-cheek. It was probably the best moment of levity that the comic had, which says a lot about the rest of the humor in this book. We're going to get to that. Then we have a glimpse into the past where Harley Quinn strangles and kills the Penguin, and then runs into the Joker. I don't know if it's the first time they meet or what this is supposed to be. I'm not up to date with the entire continuity thing, but anyway, she runs into the Joker, and that's trouble because, well, the Joker is trouble. And real quick, we move to decades later, where there's this giant bar fight slash kerfuffle going on. I'm not sure about this double-page spread. I like the name of the place, the Crack and Barrel. The colors used across the book, I thought, were the one stylistic choice that made sense. So in that regard, the art is good. Otherwise, it falters on various panels that have to deal with either a top-down or a diagonal perspective, things just get skewed really, really weirdly, and it doesn't really make any sense. So we meet this. He's called the Red Tool, and his bubbles are shaped like tools that you would find in a toolbox, like a hammer or a screw or a saw or, oh my word, that's funny. It's a stylistic choice that does nothing. Are we supposed to be hearing a hammer when there's a hammer there? Is this the reasoning behind it? And if so, wait, what is that hammer hitting? Is it hitting a nail? Is it hitting a pipe? Is it a blacksmith's hammer just ironing a sword? What exactly are we going for here? I think it's just a stylistic choice for the choice of it. And it adds next to nothing to the story, at least at this point, the story we have so far. There's one of the panels that I was talking about where Harley's fist is just weirdly misshapen compared to the point we're looking from, where otherwise, I don't know, maybe she hit her hand in the fight, and it's just, she got a boo-boo. They make quick work of the Cthulhu horrors that are inside the Kraken Barrel. They go outside, and we see the thing that irked me for most, well, not most, maybe half of this book. We have two cars that are so obviously traced that it hurts. It hurts mine eyes. So they're going with the dystopian diesel punk slash horror slash pulp slash whatever the fuck this is, mishmash of things. The jokes again, let's get the hell out of here before Aquaman shows up. Or SpongeBob, hey, get it? This takes place decades into the future, right? You're telling me these people still make references that were old in 2015. What are we? Anyway. KFC? Yeah. Kentucky Fried Cuttlefish. Duh. This was written by a high schooler that had no friends. I'm pretty sure of it. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it and get back to you on that one. But this is what I'm going for at this point. So they get away from the cuttlefish. Then we have the obvious Mad Max ripoff, and this car. There's this series of panels where the car, it not only changes perspective, but this is not the same car. It's three different cars in three different panels, and I'm pretty sure the fourth one is different as well. It's weird. Anyway, they get shot at, and this was one of the highlights of the book. This was something that was actually cool, where the bad guys, anyway, the bad guys of the book, shoot a bullet, an egg bullet, a bullet egg, a bleg. So they shoot this tiny thing that pops, and a big thing comes out of it and then turns into a bigger thing that flips their car over, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't care how dumb or nonsensical it is, it fits with what they're trying to do with the setting, in that it is insane. It is visually striking, which I thought the idea was with the whole opening of it as well. And the muted colors really help you discern what's going on. In this case, I think that the sort of pale background makes everything stick out even more in the foreground. So, top marks for that. I think it's a good choice. Again, the coloring is the art's main selling point. So they get flipped, and they're being approached by the Chippendales. I don't know, like, seriously, there went the joke that Harley makes. Harley, who's supposed to be a comedian, and so is Red Tool, who is a watered down, half as funny, twice as annoying Deadpool, basically. I don't know of him. I was too lazy to actually look up any information on him, and at this point, I don't care enough to actually look him up. I don't know if he's a spoof on Deadpool. At this point, he might be. Who the hell knows who stole what from whom anymore in comics in general. But the joke that Harley makes, she says, "Clock jerk orange." You know, when you're trying to make a funny joke and a funny comparison, you're supposed to go out of the norm and go further than what a normal person would think about when, faced with a situation that they would make fun of. The fact that the leader of this particular band of baddies reminds you of Clockwork Orange is one thing. Again, with the frickin' references in the decades in the future, it's weird. It's weird to me, man. It didn't make sense. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're trying to. Harley's a comedian, and supposedly so is Red Tool, because he can't be arsed to say anything that's not a one-liner, a stupid one-liner. So her first instinct is to go with a joke that anybody would make, which sort of defeats the purpose of her being a quick-witted, foul-mouthed bint, I guess, because it's flat. It's just, oh, really, you went for the obvious one? Like, it just doesn't work. Now, the Chip and Pales, however, I thought was quite off the cuff and interesting. But obviously, that's just me. Now, what they find out from Peter Pansexual and the band of lost altar boys is that the Joker is still alive, and this is supposed to be the hook. It's supposed to be the mystery. Oh, what do you mean he's alive? The only way to find this out is to find out if it's, if he actually lives, is to go to Gotham. And Red Tool manages to get them both away from the discount Doink division, and they go to Gotham. Ha ha ha, hee hee. We get some more stupid jokes, and they run into Azrael, or rather, a full clone army of Azraels. They defeat one of them. Again, the stupid perspective. These heads make no sense on those bodies. Either of those heads, even the severed one on the ground. Something's wrong, like something's off. So they get overwhelmed by the Azrael clones, not before actually holding their own, and they wake up in the Batcave, and then the final page, which is a splash and the cheapest cliffhanger I've seen in a good long while. And that's supposed to, tide us over till the next issue. I'm not impressed. I'm seriously not impressed. This whole thing has been an intro to nothing. Harley thinks Joker's dead. Apparently Joker's not dead. He may be, he may not be. They flail around for a bit. They make some stupid jokes. And then Batman shows up, and it's supposed to be, oh, wow, it's Batman. I wonder what's going to happen next. No, I don't care what's going to happen next. There's not enough here to have me biting at the bit to see where it goes from here. The final page is really cool, though. it's a neat rendition of Bats. So you can do a quick calculation, and going by the, oh my words, the reference is the Westworld reference, the season 19 of Westworld. You could guess that this takes place somewhere around, I don't know, 2040 or something like that. I don't know if this will have anything to do with the continuity of the old animated series or any other comics. That's going to be for somebody else to find out. I don't think this is worth paying for. The one redeeming quality it has is that the coloring style fits the dystopian diesel punk slash Cthulhu punk? Can I say that? Is that a thing? Lovecraft horror thing of the future that they have going. So in that regard, well done. And Gotham has a completely different feel to it. So again, just good choices on colors and how they bring the atmosphere out and toward the reader. That's the one positive I have for this book. But the rest of it is just a jumbled mess. It's not funny. It tries too hard to be funny and too often. So maybe if the jokes were spaced further apart, it would have worked, but it was just one liner after 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 one liner. It just, it got tiresome after the first three of them. And that was the first 3 pages. So that's it for Old Lady Harley #1. And that's it for me for Old Lady Harley. I will not be going into the second issue. That's a series I'm fine with not following. Thank you for taking the time to check this video out and for hanging around till the end of it, if you have. If not, well, there's not much I can do about it now, right? You're gone. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We hang around there a lot because Twitter is a dump. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of this kind of content and more diversified content in the future when time permits. And have as nice a day as you deserve. I don't know. Do you know how awful it is to live in the city with... Do you know what it's like to live in the city with the most... Do you know what it's like to live in the city in Europe? Well, this is taking a while. I'm not sure about this double-page spread. The general 20,000 leagues under this. I have to get through this. I have to get through this. He's called the Red Tool. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. There's that fucking car again. At some point, it's time to stop.